Kia ora te whānau, hope you guys are well. Welcome back to another recap and preview for TCT. What week are we in? We are currently in week 6, I think. Or coming up to it. Uno momento. Un momento. So we just finished week 5 then. Yes, I'm looking at it now. Yeah. So week 5's done. Man, this year is going so fast. It's really crazy. We're already 17th today of September. It is hectic, man. Before we know it, we'll be doing our end of year party, finishing our last testing week, all the rest. But yeah, we've got a few things coming up which we want to start looking at now, I guess. And then, yeah, a few things to focus on. I've got to write up some more mobility stuff for you guys as well. The week just gone, it was a nice basic week. So I told people like we're going to start visiting movements, our basic movements, a little bit more frequently now. Squatting patterns, bench press, deadlifting, and then we'll still obviously have all of our Ollie stuff that's covered as well, here and there. But man, we're really just going to visit those as frequently as possible so we can start building that baseline strength and really start to capitalize on some of the stuff we've been doing in the lead up to now. So I really want to start, I guess, getting more of a focal point on a lot of the movements that we're utilizing and that we will use in our testing week. So there's that focus for the next few weeks as we approach testing, because by the time we finish this month, which is only like another couple of weeks, then we'll be into our last 4 weeks. So October is pretty much the last month you'll have to try and improve your strength, to get enough frequency of movement in so that your strength keeps going up. So that by the time we hit November, because our testing week is on the week of the 6th, because yeah, so the week of the 6th, I think it's one of the first weeks of November, maybe the first or second week of November, you will be testing, you know, so you literally only have like maybe 6-7 weeks to go before we go back and test. So we really want to be starting to push ourselves in these next couple of weeks so that we can ramp all the way up to that testing week, and then hit some new numbers for some of you. You know, stay at the consistent numbers that you have been getting. Maybe pick 1 or 2 lifts if you're somewhat of an avid lifter, somewhat of a long-term lifter that you can try and work towards. Maybe you want to improve your squat this round, maybe you want to improve your bench press, whatever it is. Now would be the time to really start focusing on those things, because you should have built up somewhat of a base over the last few weeks. If you're carrying niggles or injuries of some kind, getting those seen and starting to work on a rehab plan, you should be able to get strong enough that we can push out some PBs or even push out what we've done in the past with your lifts. We really want to make sure we put ourselves into a good position by the time we get to that point. One of the things you can start practicing is our patterns. So I talked about this before the last testing. Like usually when we get 5 weeks out or 4 weeks out, I start reminding people patterns in your movements, patterns in your setups, patterns in everything that you're doing, so that when it comes to doing a back squat and you're using new weights, you have a pattern that you follow, you have a routine that you follow, so that no matter what weight you're about to lift, everything is like a checklist, right? How I set up the barbell, how I connect with the barbell, so connect myself to the barbell, how I stay tight under the bar, how I engage before I lift the bar off the rack, how I walk out, how I set my feet, how I re-engage and breathe before I move, and then what kind of tension I'm aiming for when I'm about to move, and then as I move, maintaining that tension, having focus points for that, driving out of the squat with maximum intent so that I won't miss the lift, all these little things. They sound real tedious. I always say this. They sound like tedious things. Like, man, why do I have to have a pattern? Why do I have to have this routine of things that I do? And the main reason why is because on the day, regardless of how long you've lifted for in the past, you will end up in your head. You will end up overthinking what you are doing, and you will end up feeling like this is going to be hard. So it's much easier if you have a routine to follow to keep your mind under control, so that it doesn't turn into you overthinking it and making the wrong step, or doing too many steps, or holding the weight for too long, or not engaging properly. So pretty much the opposite of all the things. We could almost do like a negative checklist, so that when I do my back squats and when I'm practicing my back squats, I have a checklist that I don't want to do, or I just attempt the opposite of all those things, right? So a basic one would be when you set yourself up under the bar, not being in the center of the bar. Okay, that's the best way to fail at the back squat, because it'll be lopsided. Walking out too far away from the rig, that's a good way to set yourself up to fail. Engaging incorrectly, like not engaging enough, not breathing properly, that's a good way to set yourself up to fail. And I guess it's an easier way to think about things like that way sometimes, like what I need to do in order to fail, because then I just obviously action the things in the opposite manner, right? So if having the bar unevenly set on my back means that I'm probably going to fail at the squat, then setting myself up in the middle is the way that I don't fail, right? Engaging really well before I squat is the way that I don't fail. How I breathe before I move is the way that I don't fail. So that's kind of good to look at things that way sometimes. So negative is not always a bad thing. We can actually utilize that to correct a lot of the things that we're doing. But yeah, these are some things that we want to start thinking about now. Like we do have like a decent amount of time. Like it's almost 2 months away before we will test. But you want to make use of every moment that you have that you get to be in the gym. You don't know what's coming in another week or so. You might have, like if you're a parent, you might have sick kids and then you can't get into the gym, and then you miss a week or like a few days, and then you don't get those repetitions that you would have got, or like you might be someone that travels for work and you end up out of town. You can't train with the class and get that consistency of training or the same gear, and like there's so many different factors that could come into play. So we're 7 weeks out now. We've got heaps of time to try and focus on some really basic things so that we can put you into the best position possible come the day of testing, come the week of testing. So things to think about. But yeah, like I said, everything's going nice and basic for a little while now. So as we transition into week 6, we're going into like more basic movements, some box squats, more back squats, some bench press and bench press variations, some hinge movements, some front squats, some snatch movements. There's heaps of stuff, right? There's so much opportunity for you to improve everything, or improve most things. And if you want to be good across the board, then you just want your averages to slightly go up. Okay, so maybe you don't hit PBs, but maybe you get near your PB for your back squat. But then you also get really good numbers for your cardio as well, and whatever it is, that you're going to be testing, because we're going to test everything in this next block. For our Ollie people, we're also going to do a bit of Ollie testing as well, so your clean and jerk and your snatch, and those ones are pretty fun to test, but just things to think about. So that's been the week so far of what we've been doing with our training. It's been a real awesome week for a lot of people. We got Bailey into the 200 club. Congratulations, Bailey, she did so awesome. It wasn't last week, I think it was the week before when she done her run. But yeah, we're all very proud of you. We know you always come and bring a massive effort whenever you come and train, and it's very inspiring for a lot of us. So thank you for doing that, and awesome work. Welcome to the club. What else did we have last week? We had our 3 Ollie classes at the gym, right? So that was pretty cool. And then we had our midday blasts, and those are really awesome, and they're starting to get a couple people on those now, just like I thought they would. And man, summer is coming. Saturday yesterday and Sunday today, we've just had amazing weather, really warm weather, and maybe I'm gonna jinx us for the week ahead, but we have had a couple cold mornings last week actually, but with that warmer weather starting to come out, I feel like more people's gonna kind of drift a little bit towards the high intensity stuff because it's just fun, eh? I was having a little bit of a chat with Adi just before because we went down to the park just to like muck around with the kites and, you know, kick the ball around with the kids. And yeah, we were thinking maybe we might start doing some speed sessions, a couple speed sessions here and there. I know people love doing some speed stuff. There's a lot of sports teams starting up soon for touch and sevens, and you know, even if it was just once a week, might be doing a bit of speed. I haven't thought about exactly how I'll run it yet because I'm not here every weekend, but what I might do is just make a little program that people can follow along, especially if you are playing sports, because man, if you're playing sports and you're not doing speed work somewhere, then you're only going to be getting it through your sport itself, especially if you play touch, or if you play sevens or some kind of like summer sport, soccer as well. You want to do a little bit of speed work as well, eh? That's really going to help you with your sports. So yeah, we're thinking about doing some kind of like Sunday speed session, but I'll keep you in the loop for that. For the week ahead, like I said, we're going into our basics. We're going to visit those things a few more times. I really want people to start putting emphasis into their routine of movement, right? So how they set up for everything that they're doing, and making sure that they feel like they have a strong routine associated to every main lift that we usually utilize when we do our movements. Yes, I'm looking at our last recap and preview, and guys, you really missed out on this. And so we only had one person actually enter this comp. So we had Ariana, right? She wrote her own name. I'm not giving it to you, but we also had Robert Sullivan. So Robert O'Sullivan, because I told you guys I would have a voucher from Freeport for a free pizza. But I went and saw Aaron the other day, Aaron Hodson. He's one of the owners. Him and Tim and their partners, they own the Freeport and the Cleaver & Co. in Bayfair. And I seen him and I said, bro, could I grab a pizza off you? I just want to grab a free pizza for our members. I'm going to do a giveaway for the free pizza. He gave me a $50 voucher, not a free pizza, $50 voucher that you guys could have won. All you had to do was write someone's name down below that you think is, you know, like a great dad. And so we only had Robert O'Sullivan right, because I know he watches my videos. So shout out to Robert O'Sullivan. You're the mantis. I want to give this to you, but you've recommended someone else, and he actually gave a really cool reason as well. So he said Luke John. Luke John is not my dad, he said, obviously, but he's been smashing it, even though his wahine has been away for months. He needs a pizza! So Luke John, congratulations. This $50 voucher is coming your way. I don't actually think he's in this week. I think he's away. But I'll hold on to this for you, my man. Yeah, congratulations winning that. $50 voucher. Bro, that's a fee, that's a beer. Let's go. Freeport's waiting, baby. So yeah, shout out to Robert Sullivan. We will be doing another giveaway soon. I'm going to chat to one of my friends that has a business of his own as well, if he would like to do a giveaway on our YouTube. I think I'll quickly go and ask Adi or what giveaway she'd like to do, and then maybe we'll just draw one next week, but I might have to just do like a quick video so you guys know who to post in the comments. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just go tag someone down below that you think deserves a free thing. I'm really sorry, I don't have it on me. I'm terrible at planning, but we'll give you something free. So if you have someone that you're thinking of that you think like, look, this person deserves this free gift, this free reward, and they're local to the Bay, then tag them down below the video in the comments, and we'll give them that free reward if they are drawn. Okay, so this week we didn't have to draw anyone because we only had one person say someone's name or write someone's name. I guess no one else wanted this to go to someone else, but next week we will draw it because I assume there will be a few more people writing things down in the comments below, And even if you write your own name, maybe you think you deserve something free. I don't mind, eh? Get amongst the team, get amongst it. Freebies every week on the YouTube videos, that's a little bit of fun, eh? But yeah, let's talk about the week to come. So we've got our week 6 coming up. On the Monday, we're going into some squatting again, some unilateral work, some overhead squats, loving those. And then a pretty fun looking FIAB, 2015-8. We are doing a lot of leg movements. We're trying to focus on our leg drive, but then also like that 2015-8 will be a lot of reps for all of those movements. So there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 different movements that you got to complete for the FIAB on the Monday. And then there's a little bit of calories on the machines too. Unless you want to run, and I know some people will be getting into the running. So bring your shoes tomorrow if you're going to be running. Then we've got some bench press, some shoulder press, and then an absolute shoulder blaster on Tuesday. Oh my gosh. We've got single arm presses, lateral raises, inverted rows, reverse flies, band pull aparts, push-ups, and a plank which will absolutely annihilate your shoulders. I can't wait for that one, that's going to be fun. So that's going to be on our Tuesday. On Wednesday, we've got a bit of a back squat. There's a lot of back squats actually, and we're working up to a heavy 1RM. So perfect opportunity for you to practice how you're going to set yourself up each time. Some Bulgarians, and then we're just going to be finishing on an EMOM with a lighter back squat and some core work. Then on the Thursday, we're going into some incline bench press, working up to 1 set of max reps. So you're going to be working at that 85% for max reps on that day. Some pull-ups, and then our pairs work, we will be sharing the EMOM. So you have 1 minute of machine calories and bent over rows, and then 1 minute of a building run plus push presses. If you do this online, it's always 250 meters as a substitute for building run, because that's about the distance for the building run. So minute 1, you'll be doing that machine and the bent over rows. Minute 2, you'll be running 250 meters or building run and 15 push presses, and then you go back to minute 1 again. Excellent thing. Then on the Friday, we're going into some hip thrusts, some front squats, some snatch balances, a couple push-ups, and then another FIAB. It's a 5-round course on the FIAB, so you're doing a circuit 5 rounds through. Machine, pullovers, overhead squats, and some pole vault leg raise. I love these. I make the climbers do these all the time, but you've obviously got the opportunity of doing hanging leg raise as well, and it's just 4 to 10 reps you choose. 5 rounds to do that. For our cardio this week, where are we? Cardio is looking like I'm gonna try and do Miko's triangle. It's really hard to write things like Miko's triangle because of the lack of equipment, because we probably need like a few more skis. But anyways, we'll give it a go. Actually, sorry, Miko's triangle is not this week. It's gonna be next week. We've got what's called Half-Life in pairs. So what you're going to be doing is it's 1.5 Ks for male, 1.2 for female, and you add them together. So 1.5, which is 3 Ks. You start with that and then you half it, right? So you're starting with a 3K effort. Between new efforts, you will have totals per gender, right? So for example, let's have a look at it. We're starting with 1.5 for male, 1.2 for female. So you get a guy and a girl, they partner up. That first one will be 2.7 Ks, just below that 3K mark, if you're doing row or ski. If you do the bike, then it'll be 90 calories for males, 54 calories for females, and then you obviously add that together, so you're getting 144 calories total, and then you half it each time. All right, so if we go back to the starting one, let's say let's do 2 guys because it's easier to half. We've got 2 guys together, they do their 3Ks. When they finish their 3Ks, they'll have an interim, or I guess a transitional efforts as well. So in between efforts, you'll be doing push-ups. So you're gonna be doing 40 push-ups per guy and 20 push-ups per girl. So obviously they do 80 and then they go back to the machine again, and it's half the distance now. So it's 1.5, right? They got to get rid of 1.5, then they go back 80 push-ups, and then half of that, which is 750, and then they've got to do 750 meters, and then do their 80, and then they half it again, and they're trying to obviously like get it right down to its bottom amount. So like, what is that, 375? Yeah, and then once they finish those ones, then they're done. They have a 32-minute cap, so that's going to be that. Tuesday. On the Wednesday, we've got every 3 minutes on the minute. It's 10 rounds, so you have a 3-minute cap to finish 5 power clean and push press, 20 wall ball push presses, so you don't squat those, you just push it off your chest each time. 50-meter farmer's walk, 12 leg raises, and then max cows on the machine for the remaining time. All right, so this is individual. On the Thursday, we have a 12-minute AMRAP. So they do, the first 12 minutes is 1 building run, 10-10 kettlebell clean and jerk, 10-10 single arm push press, and then 8 burpees onto a plate. Well, they rest, so they'll rest after each of those, and just want to try and keep the intensity up after the rests. Then they'll have a 12 EMOM, so every minute on the minute. Girls do 6 cows, guys do 8, and they have a 30-meter run after each of those cows as well, so not too far on the distance. I'll just set up a 15-meter cone. They can run a shuttle each time, just to make it simple, and then they end up back at their machine. So that's what we're looking like for all of our movements. Then for our Ollie stuff, we're just going to be following the same format. I'll send out some of the stuff today that you guys will have to do with regards to your mobility. I think the mobility is going to just be the same, I'm pretty sure. And maybe I'll add in a couple of things, but I want to just increase some of the time spent doing things so that you guys are, I guess, increasing the volume, the total content around what you're doing. Cool, so chatted with Ari, and we have kind of like a couple more things to finish off the year before we get to that Christmas break. So October, we've got our 400 Club annual get together. So if you've got 400 sessions to your name, which I'm pretty sure it's only 2 of you, then yep, we'll be doing that with you guys. In November, we've got our testing week on the 6th till the 10th. On the 11th, we are going to have our end of year event. Okay, so that's just our little shindig. But what I was thinking of is I'd really like to run something on the day as well. So we're pretty far out from it right now. So I decided that I'm going to run an amazing race, all right, in the bay. It's going to be heaps of fun, eh? I've already started to plan it with Ari, having a look at different locations, how we're going to do things, how we're going to start the day, what time we might start as well. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to ask for a bit of coin to do that, just to make it fun, right? So anything that you pay for those things, so we will ask that you pay for tickets for the end of year event, which will go towards the end of year event, and then we'll ask that you pay for tickets for the amazing race too, and they're not going to be like heaps of money, but all the money that you pay towards it, it's going to go to the event so that, you know, we can do more things, we can pay for more stuff, and then, you know, you're just pretty much just like paying for your stuff throughout the night, so you hopefully don't have to spend too much money. But yeah, I really want to run an amazing race. I've wanted to for a while. Just for fun, eh? Just for fun, for some kicks, bro. So yeah, so start thinking of some outfit ideas. We'll put you into teams, because that'll be heaps of fun. I won't put you into teams. You can make your own teams, but let's just do like this little in-house event that's just all revolving around fun. And I'll just hype it up every week, so you guys are like getting excited for it. An amazing race is so much fun. I've done a few before. But I've never done one in the bay before, so yeah, we might have a chat to a few businesses that we know that have their little businesses around the bay that we might be able to utilize as well. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. It should be heaps of fun, but let's just have a look at it and see how it goes. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I hope this stuff is really informative. It makes you understand things a little bit clearer, and then obviously you can ask questions around what we're doing. But I just want to keep everyone on loop, especially if there is anything new that we're adding into it, so that, you know, you can stay up to date, and then you always have like a bit of an inkling for what's going on, things like that, you know. Remember, make sure that you write someone's name down in the comments below that you think should get that prize next week. Excuse me. Shout out to the Freeport and Cleaver & Co. and Aaron and Tim for always giving us stuff that we can give out to you guys, that we can give away. It's so much fun being able to do stuff like this, and I'm really, really happy that I was able to give 50 bucks to someone that really deserves it. And this week that's Luke John, and next week I'll probably get another thing from somewhere that I can give away as well, which I'm really looking forward to. So make sure that you write someone's name down in the comments below. If Rob writes someone's name again, Rob's just gonna win again. Maybe he'll write his own name this time. But anyways, thank you for watching this far into the video. If you have made it this far into the video, you know what to do. Chuck a young sword down into the comments below. Cheers team for all the support. Like, subscribe, jump on the bandwagon. Up the Waz! What a bloody game, bro. I was doing pukanas with my kids last night because the game was so exciting. But man, that was such an epic game. We'll be watching the game next week, team. We'll be watching the game. Does anyone have tickets to Brisbane? To the Suncorp? Is anyone gonna go? Man, that will be so cool. Can't wait to see them get it done at Suncorp Stadium. Let's go, Up the Waz.
On top, but I sound like I'm still in the trenches. I come from the ville, I turn villains to victims. Regency, RIP, fill up your missions. A message for niggas that's feeling ambitious. How come a nigga still ain't to this pride? Ah, you bitch, all season coming May 14th.